This is my evaluation video for Assessment Task 3, Unit 33, Fiction Production for the Moving Image. And this is basically my evaluation on the finished project overall. So, we have the finished video here, and I'm just going to talk you through it. Okay, so the title and the music, I like the music because it was kind of strange. The narrative that we come up with was kind of strange, and because of the yellow liquid and it being toxic and all that sort of stuff, that's why we've come up with this, Giallo, which is also Italian for yellow. I didn't just want to call it yellow, and so I thought it would link it together. This little bit just here is a mix between a fade from black and a transitional camera move from behind a bookshelf that was, well, behind and through a bookshelf that was darker than the subject. So it fades from black and timing it into the shot and the movement of the pan to then bring out this shot. Straight away the narrative, the phone's got nothing to do with it, which is why it's located on that side of the shot. And obviously the audience reads from left to right, and the keys in position more and the most in focus, and that's what we were trying to get with the vision through the bookcase, the fact that it was easy to see the subject and planning it around, and it's knowing the location to be able to create the shot plan and adapting it to you or to the production. And in this case, this is how it worked well. We wanted to make sure that we got the key in shot, and that played a massive part. Linking back to the rules, which were that we had to involve a key as a prop. And so here it is. Moving on. Carry on as part of the narrative. We're introducing this character here, who's just waking up. It's kind of morning, and he's already grabbed the key, so he knows that that's what he is having to use that day. Then we've got a parallel edit of something completely different. So the reason for running these alongside each other is because the key is important, but also this part is important. Cinematography wise, this shot isn't particularly great. I mean, it does use the thirds, rule of thirds. His arm comes from this one into the middle third, where the glass is situated. However, the colour of it isn't that great. We've got a mix from over here, which is from a window that's around here, coming in, hitting this, so we're seeing that this is white, and the camera settings were obviously set to daylight, which then made this tungsten light that was used in the kitchen very horrible. It looks like a horrible colour, and if you do pause it on this shot, we didn't think about the shiny doorknobs. We've got the character here, but then the camera person here, which happened to be me at that point. Then we cut back to this, and the cutting of the two, let me find it, doesn't really work. This is a different colour to that. This is nice. apart from the darker areas are quite grainy, which leads to the ISO problems, and using it, leaving it on an automatic setting, which the ISO does it automatically for the situation and how much light and all of that. So maybe next time don't put it on automatic white balance or ISO, because it does create problems for you on the final finished project. So this is all significant. Again, setting it up, we've got it in the thirds, which was key. Could have been shot slightly better. I don't like that this is in shot. I don't particularly like the angle, but we had to think about it logically for the following shot, so we had to think about it for the edit and how it would cut together. This cuts together quite well. I like this. Notice the key. Again, it's still dark, but we have to see what's on here, because if we were to expose this, the brightness on the screen, we wouldn't be able to see this properly. So it's make those little things that we did do that necessarily we didn't actually think of for the rest of it. Again, here you've got the light, the tungsten light hitting here and here, but then you can see the daylight behind here and hitting off this, bouncing off this plate and this piece of glass here and these plants, and reflecting a little bit off here as well, and as well along here the tungsten light. It would have been nice to actually maybe set it so that that didn't happen, or turn off the lights and adjust the aperture and shutter speed rather than again leaving it on automatic. We have used two different locations, so we're in the upstairs part of the house, and the landings we'll see further on. We are in the kitchen, so bedroom, kitchen. You could almost assume that they were making breakfast for this person for their big day that involves the key. But then here we see that this could turn out to be something significant. However, I would have preferred to have it from the other side and the tap facing this way and the hand filling it, because from left to right it's the importance of the shot. I know automatically our eyes are drawn to the thirds and we see things on thirds. It would have been nice to just maybe flip this round, use it from a different way, but again, thinking of the edit, you'll see that it flows with how it is. This could have been timed more. I wanted it to kind of go to black and then jump cut to the next thing by his transition there, but it could have been a wider, maybe further back shot than this. So maybe start about, have him here but come further out so that you can see more of him, and then have him walk across the screen. This one we had to take into account. Yes, it's grainy here, and again that's due to ISO and not having the camera settings correct before filming and rushing. We had to be careful not to be seen in the mirror here. Again, horrible colours, not setting the white balance properly. Still going along with the parallel edit. And again, the transition to the next scene. And here we have the second thing that we have to involve in our finished product, the yellow liquid. So far the narrative, you get the narrative, it's about two characters, and it's the way that the edit is currently being shown is the cuts are getting faster. And the music, if you notice, there's Foley, more Foley concentrated sounds to this character's shot with the key, so you can hear going down the stairs and the atmosphere of the house. And then there's a slightly under like rumble for the yellow liquid shot, meaning was supposed to signify danger or some kind of tension. Here again, a little bit too out of focus for me, I think, and again grainy in areas which it would have looked a nicer shot if the exposure was right, the ISO was lower, giving it that crisp feel to it. He walks from each side each time. It's coming round into that third, stopping on this third.
Ready.
And that's the other thing we had to involve. The words, is it ready? And we had to incorporate it somehow to fit in.
Is it ready?
With this edit, I don't think I wanted this to be significant, the yellow liquid, considering we had to involve it. To me, that screams, make it obvious that you've involved this liquid. I could have cut some time out of him drinking it, but then would that have sped it up or made it less noticeable or less important? And then this, I decided to add it on a little. I was just playing around and then decided to keep it just some distortion on the image and just twisting it. It's not very smooth, it's clunky, but it gives you the effect that the liquid has harmed him and it was significant in the story, and that person has hurt this person, or has he, you don't know. But I think the fall that he makes and then everything else being fine was timed just right. And then the second part of the music coming in on the action. And each time the music starts in its little segments, there's a cut made. So the cut is edited to the music. I mean, this one you can still see his breathing, so... And if I was to do it again, I would kind of get him to hold his breath for a little bit, just to make it not so obvious. That was okay. I think that the ending could have been more sudden. But the kind of narrative that you get is this guy's been set an alarm to get up for this secret key event that he has that we see. He grabs the key, he goes to his calendar, points to the day, makes it obvious. It kind of makes it too obvious that that's what it is, but without using any words, we had to explain, you know, what he's actually doing, why he's actually getting up, and his purpose of... Where is it? There you go. There you go. His purpose, he points to it with the key, so you know that that's, you know, part of it. as far as the editing style is concerned, there's only a fade at the beginning, but with the camera movement transition, with the title, using keyframes to get rid of it. Basically, lots of hard cuts, but in time with the movement of the people, so shooting it for the edit, making sure that everything runs smoothly when you come to the editing stage. Like here, the timing of this is important, because if you got him re-sitting up, it would be a bad cut to me. Sits round. And puts on his glasses and he's getting ready. So we have the narrative, the parallel edit to help the narrative, which links the two characters together. Splitting, we had it splits the two objects that we had to involve. So the key for the good person, the yellow toxic liquid for the bad person. The sound then emphasises that with the hum over, where is it? The hum over these shots. Where is it? Did I go by it? I went by it. Here, the hum over these shots. Excuse me. So each cut led into the next cut, which is what a good edit should contain. There's always room for improvements, like this wasn't inexact. Not all of it was black. I think some of it down here, look, in this corner was still bright, still blue coloured to the towel. Maybe this could have been a closer shot to help with that transition, that he walks by, so his black t-shirt is the opening transition, and then using the fade from black to kind of emphasise that as well, and using it to advantage. We've got this shot, again, putting the key in the shot. It could have been done better because it's not great for thirds. This isn't even centre, this banister here. I think it could have been a little bit off centre, maybe towards here, and we could have had the key more on this, more towards the centre. But this one, it's in the left third. Again, audience reads from left to right, so it could prove to be more significant than otherwise done it a different way. And it's not in shot the full time, it kind of cuts out. See, it's half the key was off shot then, maybe we could have kept it in. We used the words, we used the liquid, we used the key. We didn't use any extra lighting because it was stated that we could only use a 550D digital SLR and a tripod, and that no other equipment was permitted. We stuck to that. I think evidently looking at it you can tell that we stuck to that, and we just used those things and didn't even contain or use our knowledge on it to do with ISO, white balance, exposure, shutter speed or anything like that. We just kind of point and shot it basically, which isn't that great to do. Learning from it, I learn a lot from it, because obviously in future projects you have to learn to make sure you check all those things before you say you're done for the day. We didn't create a storyboard either. I know we had like a small shot plan and synopsis of the things that we wanted to do, what we wanted to get, and it was just a lot of time management on the day. If we had a shot plan, it would have been better for us to work things out more. but instead it took us time to be able to set up the shots, think about the thirds as well. So doing all this pre-production probably would have been a lot better as well. So we've got the narrative, the two characters, the cinematography could be better with improvements. The shots could have been better with obviously the daylight and the tungsten mixing together. We do have some nice shots in here. I think my favourite shot is this one, is the opening title, where we use the camera transition, the pan, and the usage of fade from black to get this nice shot. There's depth of field in it, which is what we wanted, and it gives a nice look to it, showing that this is more important than this person here right now or this phone here. So altogether, I think the finished product as a narrative, as a fiction narrative, works really well. You get the story. I think we could maybe, I'd like to know more about the person, that goes off with the key, but we also had a strict limitation of time. We could only have it under 150 seconds, and I think ours was 2 minutes 8. 2 minutes 8. Let's just work that out just to make sure, because now I'm not sure. 2.08 divided by 60. That's not right. Plus 60. 120 plus 8. Yeah, so it's 128 seconds, so we're well within our time. We could have made it a little bit longer and revealed something more about this person that runs off with this key. But it's always nice to leave a little bit of mystery in a short film. It keeps people gripped, keeps people watching. So yeah, those are the changes that I'd make, and that's what happened. Thanks very much.